In today's world, we're constantly bombarded with news and information from a variety of sources. From television and newspapers to social media and online news sites, we are exposed to a constant stream of information that shapes our understanding of the world around us. But how is this news created? How do journalists choose what stories to cover, and how do they present them to the public? Two important factors that contribute to media bias are slant and tone. Slant refers to the perspective or bias that a news outlet or reporter brings to a story, while tone refers to the emotional or subjective elements that are present in a news story. Slant can manifest in a number of ways, including the choice of words, the sources used, and the way that the story is framed. For example, a news story about a political event may be slanted towards a particular political party or ideology based on the perspective of the reporter or news outlet. Similarly, a story about a controversial issue may be slanted towards one side or the other, depending on the biases of the reporter or news outlet. Tone, on the other hand, refers to the emotional or subjective elements that are present in a news story. This can include the use of language that is designed to evoke a certain emotional response from the reader or viewer, such as fear, anger, or sympathy. For example, a news story about a crime may be presented in a sensationalistic tone, using dramatic language and vivid descriptions to generate interest and engagement from the audience. Both slant and tone can have a significant impact on the way that a news story is perceived by the public and can contribute to media bias in a number of ways. If a news outlet consistently presents stories from a particular slant or tone, it can create a perception of bias that may influence public opinion on a particular issue or topic. For example, if a news outlet consistently presents stories about a political party in a negative light, it may contribute to a bias against that party among the public. Similarly, if a news outlet consistently presents stories about a particular social issue in an emotionally charged tone, it may influence public opinion on that issue in a certain way. To combat media bias, it's important for journalists and news outlets to strive for objectivity and balance in their reporting. This means avoiding the use of emotional or sensationalistic language and presenting stories from a variety of perspectives and sources, such as using biasly.com. Of course, achieving complete objectivity is impossible, as everyone has their own biases and perspectives. However, being transparent about these biases and making an effort to present multiple perspectives, journalists and news outlets can minimize the impact of slant and tone on their reporting. By being aware of how slant and tone can influence media bias, we can be better equipped to consume and evaluate the news we see and hear every day. Biasly helps readers seek out diverse perspectives and be more critical of emotional or sensationalistic reporting, while gaining a more nuanced and accurate understanding of the world.